Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. On this episode, Vincent LaRusso and I are going to be talking about holiday songs. Which ones are our favorites? Which ones are our least favorites? And what do we think about some of the heavy metal artists recording and covering some holiday classics? Do we like them or not? We give our opinion and we look forward to yours. Alrighty, lots to cover in this holiday episode. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So let's jump in and let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. Today, I'm excited. We have our first holiday edition episode with my
Holiday,
buddy.
celebrate. The first time you danced on the
First, it
podcast?
might be the first time I danced on the podcast as well. And I'm
Hopefully the
glad,
last.
and hopefully the last, but I'm glad I have my merry friend with me today who seems quite
Yes.
merry for the holiday season. How
I'm
you doing,
Thode.
bloody?
I'm Thode. I'm
You
Thode.
third? You third.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
stocked your Christmas tree?
Actually, no, I'm putting up my tree this Sunday. I like to do it because of my place, as you can see, a small sampling of guitars and everything. When I got to put the tree up, it's like, all right, now I got to start shuffling. So I like to do it like, I'm not one of those like before Thanksgiving. Like I was already seeing about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, driving through the neighborhood, seeing Santa Claus and Snowman. I'm like, can I eat my Thanksgiving meal first,
Right.
please? Please, I like to do it like a week before, Christmas.
Right.
This will probably be around 3-4 days before. But yes, this weekend I will be putting up the Merry Christmas tree.
Well, I have an idea to help you out a little bit since you have so many guitars and whatever there. Once you put up the
Hmm.
tree, why don't you just de-string the guitar and hang them from the strings like those ornaments?
Yeah, because the weight wouldn't take down my
Not
tree.
at all.
Are you
Well,
just talking about the strings?
no, the whole guitar. Just balance them all around the tree, so that this
Oh,
way they're nice and
okay.
balanced. You just hang them from the guitar strings, and if you balance them equally around the tree, then it won't topple over.
That's true.
It
Could do
might
that.
crash through the ground, who knows? But
It might, but
uh,
yeah.
and then as a
Okay.
tree topper, you should take one of your snare drums and just break through it and put it on top.
uh,
Uh,
Good idea.
yeah, I know.
None of it'll be used, by the way. I'm just telling you.
Oh, but it's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have music instrument ornaments for your tree?
Oh yeah, of course. I have the drums. I have guitar. I think also I have all the theme stuff. I have a hanging Gene Simmons, and different things. The Beatles, of course. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Okay. And now when you
You
are
know, what would make a really nice stocking stuffer. You might want to
what's
think
that?
about this for next year. The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn, little logo, little you might
Ooh,
want to think about little ornaments.
I like that. I
Come
like
on,
that.
how do we not have that?
That's a good parent. That's a very good parent.
These days you could get anything. You
Even
get
if I
a
just do one for myself, that would be a
yeah,
glorious addition to that. I have a whole music section because I'd like to have Star Wars stuff, music stuff, other
yeah,
assorted stuff. I could put that in the music section along with my Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, etc. type ornaments. I
yeah,
like what you think.
yeah.
That'll be for 2025.
All right.
Yeah. Now, when you're putting up the Christmas tree, do you put on Christmas music?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm already have one on deck. This is one I
Okay.
picked up this year. This is the season for miracles with Smokey Robinson and the Mirrors. Look at that. That's a '60s fest if you've ever seen
That
it.
is a that is a 60s fest. Wow, look
Come
at
on.
that.
So
Nice.
yeah, this is yeah. I always look forward to even though I don't buy as much vinyl as I used to, but even during the season, well, during the year, if I find something in the Christmas, I got all
Mhm.
the classics. Johnny Mathis is my favorite, I think, Christmas album.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm all throwed to give this a
Do,
gander.
do you have some Jose Feliciano? Feliz Navidad.
I no, I have Jose Feliciano. He's like the duty version. It's Jose
All
Feliciano.
righty.
Yeah.
Very good. So obviously then when you're playing your Christmas carols, you go to what I'll call the classics, the 50s and 60s stuff.
Yeah, but although I do have that classic, what is it? Very Special Christmas, the one that came out in the
Hmm.
80s. I think I have both blooms of that.
Okay.
That's probably as far, me, 70s, 80s, man. I don't, maybe if Soundgarden put out a Christmas album, maybe I would not. That's not true. But yeah, I'm a traditional, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, Andy Williams, Johnny Mathis, that kind of thing. That's what
Right.
I love. I love all the old, Christmas songs. I actually, when you was watching, as I do every year, Rudolph every year, I got to make sure I watch Rudolph.
Mhm.
If there's only one Christmas, special I'm gonna watch, it's gonna be Rudolph. And Silver and Gold. Please tell me you watch
Yes,
Rudolph.
I have the DVD collection.
Now I'm impressed. We could
Thank
end it
you.
right here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let us know what you think. Yes.
He has
Yes.
a DVD collection.
Yes,
See, now I don't even own that.
It came
Yeah.
out probably in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's like 4 or 5 of the different TV episodes all on one DVD box set.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite is always that one. And what's the one with like Baby New Year? Remember the one with
Yep,
Baby New Year
yep.
with the big ears and
Mhm.
that just always brings me back as a kid.
Right.
That, and I remember always late in the year, The Wizard of Oz would be on. I think it was always on around
I
Thanksgiving.
thought that was like a
that.
Thanksgiving one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have that on DVD also.
That I do have. That I do
Okay.
have.
Okay.
Yes.
I have the nice collector's
Oh,
edition
I have that.
box.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look at that. Nice. Nice.
I
Nice.
do have that.
Yeah. I was always a fan of the Heat Miser.
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Heat Miser's great.
Heat Miser. I have a shirt. In fact, I should have been wearing that. It's a bad job on my part. That's what I should have been wearing for this recording today. Oh,
You
well.
should have. And then you just go on YouTube. You could see. I was watching all like the '70s specials. I was actually watching the '60s special, like the Andy Williams show. There was like these different specials. The Carpenters in the '70s. It's just so much fun. Like going back and just watching all that stuff. It really, really takes me back. I mean, I remember as a kid when we always would go Christmas Eve to my grandparents on my mom's side. And as soon as we walked in, that damn Yule log was on. I'm like, oh, this fucking boring Yule log. Do we have to watch this? All music, the fucking log burning. I'm like, it's just like, I always like hated the Yule log. I have appreciation for it now, of course,
Right, of course.
but and then I'd always get in trouble because I try to sneak in Smokey and the Bandit. Like, Vincent, it's Christmas. Get Smokey and the Bandit. I'm like, I don't want to watch Smokey and the Bandit, because I was like, so I always got in trouble trying to sneak in, one of my favorites.
Now, when the Yule log was on
tape.
so what kind of music was playing in the background when the Yule log was on?
I think it was all like, instrumental Christmas songs, basically. You don't remember Yule log as a kid?
We did not play.
I think it was a Channel 11. I think it was a Channel 11 thing.
No, we did not keep the Yule log.
Yeah, and so so it's like I have more of appreciation for it now. I thought it was cold gin when I was younger. I thought it was boring, what I mean? So to quote you.
No, I think my parents had like all the different records and songs you were referring to before, and I think they just played that on a cassette that they had. So I was spared the Yule log, but I got the music.
Yeah, it's funny because the last couple. Well, I did an overnight Sunday to Monday. And no matter where we went, we were hearing Christmas music. By the last day, it was only an overnight. I'm like, all right, I'm a little tired of the Christmas music already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like after a while, like I got to be at the setting with the music.
Right.
I don't want a continuous 24 hours of Christmas music. And believe me, I'm not a bah humbug. You know what I mean? I just, I want it in my dosages that I feel is, because then all of a sudden it just feels like it's just too much for my ears,
So now you have a tiny itsy bitsy little flavor of what it was like for me as a teenager when I had that part-time job working in Toland's.
Oh God!
And they started putting up Christmas trees in July, and it opened up right after Columbus Day weekend. That Monday was the first day we opened up and from that day in October until January, whatever, 4th, 5th, 6th, 24 hours a day. Well, however many hours they were open, 16 hours a day. Christmas music nonstop. And thankfully for me, this was before Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Otherwise, not that I mean, honestly, that song doesn't bother me. I know it drives other people crazy because, it's on 24/7. Oh God, I heard Christmas music for 3, 4 months straight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, I've heard um, newer artists sing the classics, and they always try to, whether it's timing wise, try to give their own flavorings and stuff like that. There's never a case where there's a newer version that I think is better than the original. There's
Mm,
really never a case, and for my ears.
right.
And I'm just, more of a traditional, and it's really hard to beat a Johnny Mathis and Andy Williams, a Bing Crosby and Elvis Presley, all the greats of that who originally recorded that music when it was recorded, where it was the 40s, 50s, 60s, whenever, 70s,
Right. Right.
And that's not to say anything against people who've done it. I know. I think you're going to talk about what the topic of this of this.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just want to talk about just in general
Mm,
holiday music and rock artists recording these songs, and I mean, that's a perfect segue. I know in recent years, by recent, I mean like the last 20, 25 years, which
mm,
is not really recent if you think about it. But anyway, you have rock artists like Lemmy and Alice Cooper and Steve Piercy and Twisted Sister and Rob Halford. And I go on and on, right? There's plenty of different examples to choose from. A lot of them are recording Christmas songs. Like Rob Halford had an entire Christmas or winter album. I think he called it
mm.
Winter Songs, right? But it's a Christmas album. And at least from my ears, hearing Lemmy singing like Run Rudolph Run or Stephen Piercy singing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer just doesn't do it for me. I
Mm-hmm.
hate to say it. It doesn't. As much as I love these artists, just hearing heavy metal versions of Christmas classics doesn't do it for me. And I thought of this a little bit over the weekend, and you were telling me how, last year at one of your shows, you put a Christmas song into your set. And I was just like, I wonder what people just in general think about rock artists, not pop artists, but rock artists who cover these Christmas songs. So I'll pause there for a moment. What's your thought? Obviously, you just finished saying how you love the classics and the originals, but what are your thoughts of these more recent recordings by these heavy metal artists or whatever?
I mean, look, if I'm sitting down with family, right, and we're going to set up for Christmas, we're going to have meals, I mean, do I really want to hear Twisted Sister sing "Wreck the Malls"? Which is actually a funny take on "Deck the Halls." I
It
mean,
is.
in that particular case, with a twisted Christmas, a very twisted Christmas, whatever it's called, twisted
Mhm.
Christmas, where they, the 12 Pains of Christmas, I love those. I'm dressing up like Santa
Right.
when I get out of parole. When I get out on parole, I mean, it's kind of funny themes,
Mhm.
but that's is what it is. It's just a parody of whatever. But if I want to really feel the tradition of Christmas, I'm going to want to put on these true original versions of it. And
Yep.
yeah, when we did it last year, we did the Striper version, I believe, of Winter Wonderland. And I don't think it's because we did a bad version. I think people in the audience were like, "Okay, that's great." Anyway, so it's like it's like it just kind of went right over their head.
Mhm.
But in between and during the intermission or whatever you want to call it, you play your traditional, and everybody's like, "Ooh, festive, festive,"
Right.
like I just think I understand why artists do it. Obviously, it's a way to, keep the name out there. It's a way to potentially make some money, put out a new product. I don't begrudge anybody for doing it, but I don't really feel like it adds anything, quite honestly,
Well, I
to
think
it,
you just hit on a key word, festive. And to
Yeah.
me, when I hear some of these hard rock versions, they just don't feel festive to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas music really should be. Now, I will say you were talking about the Twisted Sister album. I do happen to really like their version of Silver Bells. So if you haven't heard that one, check that out. But it's
Mm.
it's a rock sounding song, right? It's got the guitars and all of that. I happen to think Dee has a great voice, but they did it in they did it in the spirit of the song. They didn't like really change it. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a mockery of the song. And for whatever reason, that song just lends to a little bit more of a rocking version to me. And I happen to, it might be one of my favorite versions of that song, Silver Bells. So I guess there's an exception to every rule, but
Mm-hmm.
to me, just a lot of these hard rock versions, like Rob Halford has a song, Get Into the Spirit. And this thing's a friggin' heavy song. And I'm like, I have a hard time getting into the spirit when it's this
Yeah.
friggin' heavy hard rock song. As much
Yeah.
as
You
I
don't know the
love that
distortion.
style of music, the two just don't go hand in hand to me at all. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
uh,
yeah, no, I totally agree with you. There's
yeah,
something about the sound of heavy metal just doesn't kind of mix into your traditional sound of Christmas music, you know?
right, right, yeah.
So
Look, I hate to say this, but growing up, my daughter had a Hillary Duff Christmas CD, and I'll listen to that before I listen to Rob Halford's winter songs. Because again, Christmas music's supposed to be fun and poppy and all of
mhm.
that. Now, saying that, I mentioned the Twisted Sister song. I happen to also really love the Ramones song, "Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight," right? Which
Yeah.
is, a punk type song, but it's got pop elements to it. And I
Mhm.
know lyrically it's not an upbeat, happy song,
Mhm.
but there's just something about that song I just always liked as well. So I guess for me, there's somewhere like this sweet spot, if you will, of where it's good, but then it could cross over and just become just lose the touch of what a holiday song is supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, when they did come out in '87 with the very special Christmas with like some rock artists and stuff like
Yes.
that, like John Cougar doing, just looking at just make sure I
I
get this
saw
right. I
Mommy
saw
Kissing
Mommy,
Santa
yeah,
Claus.
yeah,
I remember
or
that.
U2 did Christmas Baby Please Come Home. These are rock bands. They were great versions.
Yes. Brian
You
Adams
know,
did
Run Rudolph
Run
Run.
Rudolph Run.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Bon Jovi did Backdoor Santa. And there wasn't one that
Madonna's on there. I know she's not a
Bruce
rock
Springsteen,
artist.
Merry Christmas Baby. Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, those are rock
But
artists,
that
pop
was a
artists.
fun Christmas
It
holiday
was.
album. Mhm.
It was, and to that point, like, I watched her. For those who haven't seen it, there's I think it's 40th anniversary of Do They Know It's Christmas that came out.
Mhm.
It's a documentary where
Yes.
which is great that they actually filmed the entire recording process. I mean, from the video, you could see that but they showed you them practicing and doing the lines and how it's always interesting to me how they originally an artist would sing it and the writer and producer, whether it was Bob Geldof or I want to get his name right, Midge
Hmm.
Erd, whatever. He was the co-writer. How they would tell him like whether it was Boy George or whoever. And then it was interesting because George Michael was a part of that. And he's talking. He goes, "Yeah, I have a song coming out." And they're like, "What is it?" He goes, "Last Christmas." And he's like, and I'm hoping it would go to number one, but I get the feeling that this song is going to be which wound up happening. That song never went to number one. It went to number two,
Right.
but then it go to number one. But it's just kind of fun for me. I always love this stuff in that bubble. Like he didn't realize. Like I think that the Wham Last Christmas is a great
Yes.
one of the classics now. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And at that point, and I heard that he wrote that, he recorded it, he played all the instruments, quote unquote, because it's a drum machine, and but he programmed it, he did the synthesizers and did it, and it was just kind of fun to know that, and also to find out that he also donated all the profits
Oh,
from
all
what
right.
I understand to charity.
Hmm.
I guess it's kind of funny because you're putting this out while these big guys are putting out this big thing, and like,
Right.
how do I ask money for this? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
gonna
Of
sound, you
course.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's just kind of fun to think that like there was original songs like that even the '80s or Mariah Carey in the '90s, which
Yep.
listen, it's one of the great Christmas songs. I'll admit it. Whether you nauseum, I mean, she co-wrote it, she wrote it, whatever the hell she did.
Yep.
Got to give her credit for that.
Exactly.
Um,
And it's
so
been
it's not
around
that
for 20, 25 years, and it's as
right.
popular now as it was, maybe more popular now than when it came out.
So my point being, it's not that I just like every song that was written in 1930, 1940,
Right. I didn't think
1950.
so.
There are more modern versions. I'm probably forgetting about some, and I just named some of them on here.
Mhm.
That that I also like.
Right. So you ready for this?
So
Maybe I'll surprise you. And you might not know this about me. You know the first part. You know I am not a U2 fan, right? You
yes,
know I think they're the most potentially overrated band of all time to me. Um, they also have my all-time favorite Christmas song, the one you just mentioned before, "Christmas Baby, Please Come Home."
yeah,
That's on that. I happen
yeah,
to friggin' love their version of that song. I think they knock it out of the
yeah.
park. It is perfect. It's such a feel-good Christmas song. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love their version, which is just so funny because I always say I can count on one hand the number of U2 songs that I like, and probably my favorite U2 recording is their Christmas songs, which is pretty friggin' ironic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I want to go
Don't you
back to what
think?
you said. Yeah, I do. Yes. All right, Alanis.
Yeah,
You mentioned that, so I didn't know this because I watched what was it, the documentary for "We Are the World," So there's also a documentary for the Do They Know It's Christmas Time recording?
Yeah, yeah,
Ah, I gotta
yeah.
look that up.
It came out a couple weeks ago.
Ah, I missed that one.
I don't remember what I watched it on. I think it may be on. I don't think it's Netflix. Just look it up. Google search it.
Okay.
You know what? For our audience, I'm gonna tell you right now.
What a good guy
Uh,
you are.
yeah, it was wonderful. It was really really, and man, it just really takes you back. And I remember uh, I have the original 12-inch of that record. I played that over and over and
Yep, I have the
over.
original
I love
45. Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I love that from day one. It was just so cool, you know, and of course, you know, you see all your at the time guys from Duran, you know, George Michael, like I said, Boy George, and even had Cool in the Gang there, which I was like, what was Cool in the Gang doing there? It was kind of, you know, um, but yeah, it was just really just you know, it's just I can't believe it's 40 years ago. That's the thing,
That's the
you
part
know.
that's crazy. Yes. Well, I know what I'm watching this weekend. As soon as you
I
get me
think
the
it might
name.
be on YouTube. I'm thinking,
Oh, really?
I'm seeing it's on YouTube. It was an hour and 13 minutes here. I'm seeing on YouTube.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, check it out on YouTube. YouTube definitely has it. I'm looking here.
Okay.
That's probably where I saw it. Um, but again, you do a Google search. I think those of you know how to use Google, right?
I
But I'm
think
definitely
so.
seeing, yeah. It's and really what I did want after I watched that, then I watched some recent interviews with Bob Geldof, and wow, did he, you know, how, you know, see how much now it really puts it because he's got old gray hair now, he looks different. It's
Right,
like,
right.
whew, you know, time has just gone by, you know.
Been
But
40 years, like you
and
said.
I'm not saying anything against them. That's not why I was trying to say,
No,
but it's just like
no. It's just you're not
it
seeing
is
Bob
40
Geldof on
years.
a daily basis, and now you haven't seen him in
No,
40 years, and it's like,
but just
whoa.
also it's like we always say, um, you know, Wizard of Oz, Blizzard of Ours came out at this point. What 40? What is it? How many years?
43, 44 years, yeah.
It just
81, right?
boggles my mind. You
It's
know?
it's absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah.
Now, you were mentioning before, like Mariah Carey wrote her own song there, co-wrote it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in the 90s, Bon Jovi wrote a Christmas song. I wish every day could be like Christmas. And I remember at the time, I actually bought the Keep the Faith CD single, I think it was, that I had, not the cassette. I think it was the CD single, and it was the B-side on that. And I was like, wow, one of the artists I grew up listening to in the 80s is now writing Christmas songs in the 90s, which
Mm.
just to me, but I haven't really liked that song. I don't know if you remember that song or how familiar you are with that, but
Do remember a Bon Jovi Christmas song. So probably if I heard it, I'd be like, oh
right,
yeah.
right,
But
yeah.
wasn't that there was a very special Christmas, and then there was a two.
Oh,
And it could
they
be a
might have eventually put it on,
yeah,
one of those compilations
yes, that's
also.
one. Well, there's I don't know if this is the one you're talking about. Please Come Home for Christmas, because John Bon
No,
Jovi's okay.
no,
So
no.
that's the one I'm thinking of. John
Okay,
Bon Jovi is a solo artist on in '92 when this came out.
gotcha.
He had his own. Well, he recorded that, not written
Mhm.
by him, but
No, I mean, you can fact check me. I'm 99% positive the song I Wish Every Day Could Be Like Christmas,
hmm,
I believe was written by John, maybe even John and Richie. I don't recall. It's been years, but I remember just for me being like, wow, one of these bands I grew up as a teenager listening to is now writing Christmas songs, which just seemed, for
mm-mm.
me as a early 20-year-old, seemed odd. I now look back and I'm like, no, it's not odd. I mean, you had in the 70s and whatnot, Paul McCartney and John Lennon writing Christmas songs, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
he was following in good footsteps. So that was the first one I can remember as a kid being like, wow, I'm surprised one of my
Well,
artists is writing a Christmas song.
it's funny. See, you said that. I saw this. I think he's called the Professor of Rock.
Okay. Yep. I know
I
who
don't
you
know
mean.
if you ever see this guy.
Yep.
All right, he's got the glasses with the hat. Anyway, he was doing like the 5 worst songs in his opinion, right?
Okay.
And one of them was "Wonderful Christmas Time," you know.
Mm.
And so I say to you, what is your opinion on that one?
So, oh man, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask you, Wonderful Christmas Time or Happy Christmas from John Lennon, which do you like better? But okay, what's
uh,
my opinion? Then you can answer my question. I happen to like Wonderful Christmas Time. I think it's a merry song. I
mm,
have no problem with it. I would definitely put it nowhere near my top 5 worst songs ever. Uh,
yeah,
it's that befuddles me. I'm surprised
yeah,
over that.
yeah,
In fact, of the 2 songs, McCartney's or Lennon's, I might choose McCartney's, and I happen to like Lennon's also, so I have no problem with either one of them. But
yeah.
McCartney's is festive and fun feeling. Professor, if you're watching my show, I think we got to get on and debate this, maybe the three of us.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
why? What do you
Professor of
think?
Rock.
Yeah, what do you think?
You can look up just for those who look that up. Professor
Yeah.
of Rock. Like I forgot what other songs were on there. You know, but they
This was
weren't all
top
Christmas songs.
five.
They
Oh,
just
yeah,
had
that's what I was gonna say. Not Christmas songs.
yeah. That's what was
Wow.
weird about it. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Clearly, he
But yeah,
might
watch it.
not have ever heard "Boomerang" from Kiss, but
Yeah, well, I don't think he's heard it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
but
It might have been top five like successful,
right, okay.
you know,
Even
like you
still,
know what I
it
mean?
shouldn't make
Something
the
that
list, but okay.
right. I
That
agree, but
that'll
that's why
that'll eliminate
boomerang. That's why
"Boomerang."
boomerang. Yeah. That's why I said that.
Right.
But what would I choose? They're so different, the whole thing about the Lennon thing, was war is over,
Mhm.
then unfortunately you got Yoko Ono singing in the background,
Mhm.
which, kind of like, although she doesn't do her usual, where you just want to rip your own ears off and feed it to a dog, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's the McCartney song has this charm about it. It's got
Yeah.
that it's got that and supposedly McCartney, recorded that all himself, no surprise,
Mhm.
He recorded that during the McCartney. Oh my God, Mario's gonna kill me now. Is it McCartney 3 is it called, or McCartney 2?
Wasn't it like
It's
1980, 81-ish
yeah.
time period?
It's the album. I know the album has Coming Up. Coming Up.
Uh-huh.
It's that album. He recorded during that session. Mario, watching this, correct me on the spot,
That's
but
right.
it's either 2 or 3. I know it's 2 or 3.
Uh,
I could look it up right now, but we'll just leave it in suspense for the viewers
mhm.
to look it up.
That's right.
But yeah, he supposedly recorded that, during that time. But you know what it is? The Lennon one is more anthemic, if you want to call it that. It
Okay.
has this like, it's and the chant, the backing
Got a
vocals.
great chorus and all.
It's got a great chorus, a great hook. It's
Yeah.
and it just gives you a kind of a warmer feeling,
Yeah.
a
Okay.
warmer feeling, of Christmas, where the McCartney version is just a fun kind of poppy,
Mhm.
and I kind of go like this with them, but they're very different,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that they're different.
Agreed. Agreed. Does it bother you at all, like when you think of the Beatles, that ex-Beatles were putting out Christmas songs?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Absolutely not. I mean, nobody should. It shouldn't bother me unless Kix puts out. No, I didn't say that. No, that's not what I said. No, nothing against Kix. I like
Kicks.
Kix.
Don't
It's just
don't
the one
open your.
song.
They're gonna re-record the
Yeah,
one song, and it's
yeah,
gonna be "Don't open your presents tonight."
yeah. Don't close your eyes.
Don't
Don't
know.
open your presents. Don't open your presents. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, Kix, and sorry, Jody.
well, you don't have to
Anyways,
worry. Jody's never going to be watching, so you have a better chance of Steve Whiteman watching than my wife. So.
let me know that I'm not anti-Kix. I'm just
I
anti
know
that one song.
just the one song. I
Yeah.
do know that.
As a
Yes.
matter of fact, I think I gave that album a very favorable review, from what I
Yeah, I
remember.
think so. I think so. Yeah. Now I'm surprised neither one of us has brought up yet.
Either one of
Another
those. Yeah.
another artist that I'm not a huge fan of, but I happen to think he put out a friggin' amazing Christmas song. Bruce Springsteen, "Santa Claus is Coming to Town."
Yeah. Again, I feel the same way. Not a huge Springsteen fan. I know a lot of people kind of feel like his voice. I have a friend of mine who loves "We Are the World" until Bruce sings, and I happen to think when Bruce comes in on there, it gives her
Mhm.
really something.
Yeah.
Some people, yeah, people are like, oh, geez,
It sounds like you're imitating Dylan, but that's okay.
no, that'd be more like,
Okay. Subtle difference. I can see the
the
difference.
children.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Don't let me do it. I'll do. You want me to do in 20 seconds my impersonation of Lionel Richie?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on, add some Cindy Lauper into the mix. But you didn't do the arms moving out the way.
Oh yeah. Which actually is a great part of that documentary.
It is a great part. Yes.
Where both Huey and her and Kim Carnes are trying to figure it all out, like
yes,
where they're going to sing.
My favorite part of that documentary. Absolutely.
Yeah. never again. And you
Never
know, we're
again.
gonna see anything like that.
Yes, yes. But back to the Bruce Springsteen. So you're a
Yes.
fan. You're a fan of Santa Claus Coming to Town by
Yeah, I
Bruce.
think it's a good
Yeah,
version.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
Clemens in the background. Doing
Yeah.
the Santa Claus, and you can
Yeah.
hear Bruce starting to laugh a little bit as he does it. It's just again, that's a Christmas music. I say this all the time. Weezer is my second favorite band, probably behind Kiss, and they put out a Christmas EP, and I'm like, yeah, it's just not good.
Really?
I've tried multiple times.
So what does it make it good?
Um, Dreary to me,
Mm,
and like the Weezer songs I like are more like upbeat and like a Buddy Holly type thing, and
mm,
this is just like dreary, and it loses any kind of like cheerful feeling to me at all. Just
yeah.
and I've tried multiple times. I'm always like, yeah, not a fan at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's on a delete from the collection, and I would never miss it in a million years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never. Another one from an artist I like. I don't know if you know this one. Do you know the No Doubt song, the cover they did, "Oi to the World"? Yeah,
Not sure unless it's been on like one of the Christmas stations, you know.
it probably was on one of these compilation things from years ago. So that's another one of every year when we're doing the Christmas tree, my wife's like, put on "Oi to the World," put on "Oi to the World." So that's like one of our family favorites.
So that one you do like. Okay.
Yes, that one I do like. Yeah, yeah. Again,
Okay.
but it's like an upbeat type thing, and yeah, I remember in the 70s. I'd love to see if any of our viewers or listeners remember this. Somewhere 77 to 78, I remember hearing rumors that Kiss was going to put out a holiday album.
Mm.
Did you
Yeah, I've
remember
never
this at
heard
all?
that.
No.
No.
I can't find anything online about this. I don't know if I read it in a magazine. I don't Obviously I didn't get a phone call from Gene Simmons, so I only at that time
Not
could have
then.
read it, not then.
Yeah.
So I could have only read it in magazine, but I wonder if my brain mixed up the fact that they did those holiday photos in the snow in 76, or if an article mixed it up, or if I'm just completely making this up right now.
I've
So,
never heard. Now, obviously,
yeah,
you've been more in the know of this stuff. You know,
I don't know.
if you ever get Gina, well, you never had Gina on your program, so if you ever get Gina
Not
on your
yet.
program,
Not
you know,
yet. Who knows? Maybe
you
one
know,
day.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So you could ask him. Don't ask him
yes.
any other questions. Just
No,
ask him that.
Gene, I got one question for you. Did you ever think of recording a Christmas album in the 70s? No, Mike. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Click.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
exactly.
interview over.
Yeah,
Oh man.
exactly.
So, I mean, look, we've spoke a lot about the Christmas songs and all of that. I just want to make sure I bring up two holiday but non-Christmas songs that I happen to love. Since my wife is not Catholic and she doesn't celebrate Christmas and she celebrates Hanukkah, it's only appropriate that I bring up Adam Sandler's The Hanukkah Song. I
Yeah.
assume, do you know what I'm talking about?
It wasn't that the one he did on Saturday Night Live? Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
I friggin' when he did that on, and first off, I'm not a Saturday Night Live guy. I don't know
Hmm.
how, but I recorded this particular episode. I think Green Day was on Saturday Night Live this night, so I recorded it. And Adam Sandler did this Hanukkah song on Saturday Night Live, and I just thought it was the friggin' greatest thing in the world. And in '94, I transferred it from my VHS tape to an audio cassette so I could
Hmm.
listen to it over and over and over and over again. A few years later, it was on the radio all the time. He's since released like
Right.
3 or 4 different versions. But to this day, like if I see my brother during this time or whatever, the holiday time, I could be like, OJ Simpson, and he'll be like, not a Jew.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember just totally cracking up from that song. And now I know I'm really going to lose you with this because I don't think you watched. Did you ever watch South Park?
No.
No. So they had, again, another one that I recorded on videotape and transferred to an audio cassette. And I don't think this was ever released as a single or anything. It's hard to be a Jew on Christmas. You if you have
That I
not
gotta look
heard
up.
that, it's only like a minute and a half long, and obviously it's South Park. And it's one of the kids. It's hard to be a Jew on Christmas. He's talking about singing different songs, the Jewish songs instead of Christmas songs, and it's just freaking hilarious. Absolutely. I mean, everybody knows from South Park, Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. You're missing out if you don't know it's hard to be a Jew on Christmas.
Yeah.
Even like my wife and I would just sit there in tears, hysterically laughing over this. It's my kind of humor. So since we're
Yeah.
talking holiday songs, like I said, the heavy metal ones, take them or leave them. Mostly for me, leave them. Give me South Park. Give me Adam Sandler. Give me Bruce Springsteen, U2, those things, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, love it. But the heavy metal ones, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Is there any other holiday songs that you could think of that, I mean, there's thousands of them, obviously, but
Mm.
any that kind of jump off the page like, hey, I really love this one?
Are you talking about like modern artists or what are you
Anybody. It could
talking
be
about?
anybody you want, my friend.
That's a very good question. And I'm actually going to give a couple of tips. Would you like me to give you a couple of
Yes, yes.
tips?
Give me some tips, some
All right.
parenters.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my collection now
All
and look at
right.
my Christmas records. I have it very easily online here. Um, as I said earlier before, I love the any of the Elvis Presley stuff is really really good. Your traditional Christmas stuff. I also love Dean Martin. If you really like that, even the Jackson 5 Christmas album is kind of
Okay.
fun for a 70s vibe. Um, again, Bing Crosby is one of my favorites. I said uh, Johnny Mathis. I'm just going to see if there's any other new ones. Phil Spector's Christmas album is a great one. Um, for my guitar player friends, for old school guitar player, Chet Atkins is another fun one. Sinatra, of course, is one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, again,
Surprised you don't have no Nat King Cole in there or
I have Nat
Tony.
King Cole,
Okay, Tony
yeah,
Bennett.
yeah, I have those. Some I'm looking at my albums, vinyl
Right.
right
Oh,
now.
okay.
I have
Gotcha.
some digital stuff, so but yeah, all that stuff, all that traditional stuff,
Mhm.
I love.
Yeah. So you're not going to gravitate towards Alice Cooper, Santa Claus.
No.
Claus is
Yeah.
coming to town.
Kind of funny though,
It
some of
is. It
the
is.
I love the fact that they're trying to do something, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
to give it a twist,
Yeah.
was
And
still
I
fun,
think, I mean, for the Kiss fans out there, I think that it's like it's a heavy metal Christmas, I think is the name of the album, if I remember right. It was done by Bob Kulick, right? And Bruce Kulick's on the
Yes.
album with a
Yes.
number of songs. The playing on the album is excellent. There's nothing
Hmm.
about, it's something about Lemmy and Alice Cooper and Stephen Pearcy. They don't have, like Dio, I think, did a song on that album also. And like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But some of these other guys, I just don't think have a voice to carry a Christmas song.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I'll be curious to see how many viewers I lose because of this opinion now.
Mm.
Mike, you'd rather listen to Hillary Duff CD over Rob Halford? Yes, I would. As a matter of fact, I hate to admit
Yeah.
that, but delete. All of a sudden, I was like, man, I'm down to only 150 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
And they're all Hillary Duff
And
fans.
they're all Hillary Duff fans.
But I gained 200 just now, just by the Hillary Duff
Well,
secret fan club.
Well, you know what? If I said that I liked a Taylor Swift Christmas song, then maybe
Yeah.
I would get 20 million subscribbers. I don't even know if there's such a thing, though.
There's
I'm
gotta
surprised.
be.
I'm surprised there's not. I have not heard of one. I'm surprised there's not.
I haven't either. I'm gonna just look that up very quickly.
I am stunned. If she doesn't, I am stunned because I mean, the woman, love her, I hate her. She's a freaking brilliant, business person. She's missing out on a boatload of cash here. Not that she needs it.
She has the Taylor Swift Holiday Collection.
Ah, there you go. What year though?
Yes.
What year?
Let me see if there's a Wikipedia. The Holiday Collection came out in 2007. Wow.
Yeah, so almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So she's due.
That might be only one of many that she's done. I don't know.
Yeah,
But that's the first one, that I see on here.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So for all the Taylor Swift fans out there, I love that. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe.
One of my all-time favorites.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I did not even know it existed. I hate to say it. I have nothing against Taylor Swift at all, but I did not know that album existed.
Yeah.
So, well, my friends, I think this will be the final episode before the merry holidays. And it'll be episode 299 for me. So I'm coming up on 300.
Ooh.
300 and the new year all coming up at once.
Isn't that fun?
That is. But I'll just say, I'll close with this for everybody who has been supporting the show for 6-7 years now that I've been doing this. I'll thank you for that. I wish you guys all and girls a merry, merry holiday, whatever holiday it may be that you celebrate. We spoke
Let's,
largely about Christmas
let's not
songs.
jip the Jewish folk.
That's not well. That's why I brought up the Hanukkah songs, right?
There you go.
So,
All spoof songs, by the way, all the Jewish songs.
sorry,
Adam Sandler, the other one, OJ's
South
not
Park.
a Jew. South Park. What's the South Park one? What is
It's hard to be a Jew on Christmas.
All very, very traditional and very loving Christmas songs.
Hanukkah songs, you mean?
Hanukkah songs. Yeah,
yes, but if Kwanzaa's your thing, I'm sorry, I don't know any Kwanzaa songs, but enjoy
I
that
can't even
holiday.
say the word.
There you go. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do another one before the new year. But if we
Don't they
don't,
have that song? Don't they have that song? Kwanzaa, 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 chameleon.
oh yeah.
Is that no? That's sorry, that's bad.
Oh man, whatever god that is going to shoot you down now.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, again, I just thank everybody. I wish everybody a merry holiday. I hope to see you before the new year again. Maybe we will, maybe you won't. But if we don't, enjoy your new year as well. And we will be back with more episodes after the holidays, 300 and beyond. But also, let us know what you think. Rock bands, hard rock bands doing holiday songs. Do you like them or don't like them? If you like them, tell me which ones you like. Like I said, I'm open. Twisted Sister, Silver Bells, I think is not bad. Find me another one that you think is not bad. I would appreciate that. What do you think of other artists, McCartney's and Springsteen's and Lennon's, etc., doing holiday songs? What are your favorite holiday songs? You in the 50s and 60s with Vincent? Are you more 80s and 90s? Have you wanted to strangle Mariah Carey all this holiday season yet? Kind of just let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I think that's everything, my friend.
Yes.
On that note, I don't know how to end this one. Thumbs up. Yay.
Is it peace? Is it peace on
oh, yeah, peace. Okay. Yeah. Peace on earth. I like that. Peace on earth.
And on this note, I'll lead it right into.
Go ahead.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. And alrighty then. That'll be a wrap. Later.
Later.
Alrighty. There you have it. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions on holiday songs, and especially those made by the heavy metal bands. What are your favorites? And do you like those heavy metal holiday classics? We'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions. But most importantly, to everybody out there, have a happy and merry holiday season. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below. If you're listening to one of my podcasts, subscribe over there as well. Also, head on over to Facebook and follow my page, The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn, where each and every day we talk about all the rock and roll music that you love. You could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you all next time.